Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. In this video, we are going to review the Home Depot Consumer Credit Card as well as the Home Depot Project Loan Card. Before we do that, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. It's been a couple of years since we have looked at the Home Depot credit offerings. Not a ton has changed, but maybe a little bit different. So the Home Depot Basic Consumer Credit Card, kind of not a lot to get excited about. It's a no annual fee credit card that is issued by Citibank, and the reasons that you would get the Home Depot credit card: number one, if you wanted to buy something on credit, obviously, and then number two, if you wanted to get special financing on larger purchases, which is the more likely reason that you would go after the card. So let's look at those 2 points separately. Number one, yes, the card gives you the ability to buy on credit at Home Depot. However, it doesn't offer you any sort of rewards. It really doesn't offer you any perks on a sort of everyday basis to incentivize you to use the card. Probably the only thing that might tip the scales in terms of using this card regularly at Home Depot is the fact that they do extend the return period on items that you buy at Home Depot if you have used the Home Depot card. So you have a full year on potential returns when you buy with the card. So that's not bad. Now they say that's 4 times the regular amount, which would suggest that the regular return window is 90 days, which for most people is probably plenty. But maybe if you're making a larger purchase, maybe you would like to have that ability to return something within the year. Now you look at the Home Depot card versus their competitor, Lowe's, and they have a credit card that gives a 5% discount on all your purchases at Lowe's, while Home Depot is not giving any sort of reward or discount on your everyday purchases. Now, maybe you could make the case that you go to Lowe's and they're going to charge you 5% more on everything, and so getting a 5% discount only takes you to, Home Depot's regular everyday pricing. I don't really know if there's a case to be made there or not. So, but if you feel that's true, sure, maybe it doesn't seem like a difference, but definitely on the surface, it feels a lot better to get a credit card that's giving you a 5% discount than to get a Home Depot credit card that's not giving you anything. Which brings us to number two, which is probably the reason that more people get the Home Depot credit card to begin with, and that is for the special financing. As I make this video, you can get 0% financing on purchases of $299 or more for 6 months with this card. So you can buy today and you get 6 months to pay off that purchase without having to pay any interest. The only thing to worry about there is that this is something called deferred financing. So yes, you get 6 months to pay it off, and as long as you pay it all off, you're not going to pay any interest. But you should know that if you pay most of it off, but you don't pay it quite all off, they're not going to just charge you interest on the balance that is left. At the end of 6 months, if you haven't paid it all off, they're going to charge you all the interest from the date you made the purchase on that original purchase price. So that is kind of the deal you are making. You are saying, yes, I can pay it all off in 6 months, and if I don't, you can just charge me all the interest as if that 0% offer never existed. So that's definitely something that you should know. And this card has a regular interest rate anywhere from 17.99% all the way up to 26.99% as I make this video, and they'll tell you what your interest rate is based on your credit history. So if you end up having to pay the interest at 26.99%, that definitely is something that would make you unhappy. Now, there also are other special financing offers, sometimes 0% offers for longer periods of time on purchases that are bigger. As I make this video, they have a special offer on installed carpeting. I've seen things for fencing in the past and all sorts of different things depending on the season or whatever. You can get 0% offers elsewhere. But always make sure you understand that deferred financing piece of the equation if you are going to use the 0% offer. Many people, when they are approved for the Home Depot credit card, will get instant approval and the ability to use the card right away, which is something that may be attractive to you. As I make this video, a bonus was being offered to incentivize you to use the card right away. These change often, but what I was seeing as I'm making this video is they would give you $25 off a purchase of $25 up to $299. If you spend $300 up to $999, you'd get $50 off. And if you spent $1,000 or more with the card, I think on a single purchase with the card on the day that you are approved, you would get $100 off. If you're wondering about your chances of being approved for the Home Depot credit card, retail store credit cards usually quite a bit easier to be approved approved for than your Mastercard or Visa cards from a major bank. Now, this card is issued by Citibank, but the approval odds are still probably going to be better on a retail card, even if it is issued by a big bank, because the retailer themselves want to get that credit card into more people's hands so that they will spend more money at their stores. So what does that mean in terms of credit score? Probably if your credit score is 650 or above, you probably have a pretty good chance of being approved for this card. And then obviously if you're below 650, then you're getting into a gray area, but your chances definitely are going to be better being approved for a retail card like the Home Depot card than, you know, a Chase Visa or something of that nature. So it's hard to get too excited about the Home Depot credit card. That special financing is probably the most interesting thing going on with this card. It would be nice if they would offer some sort of rewards program, but this card's been around for a while and they never have. So I'm not really holding my breath for that to happen. Now let's turn and look at the Home Depot Project Loan Card, which is a very different animal. So the Home Depot Project Loan Card is intended, as the name suggests, for bigger projects that you might do in your home, things like kitchen renovations, bath renovations, that sort of thing. Now, while this is a card and it has the Mastercard logo on the front, it really does not function the way a normal credit card works, and in fact it is an installment loan. So what happens is you open the card or open the loan, and then you get a 6-month period to make all those purchases that you would make as part of whatever the project is that you are doing. So it's nice in that way because it's not like you have to buy everything all in one day and then they turn it into a loan. Instead, they give you a 6-month window to make all those purchases, and then at the end of that 6 months, they roll it all together, and now you have a loan for whatever that amount is that you have spent at Home Depot over that period. So your loan amount could potentially be up to $55,000 for your project, and then you're also going to have a payback period. Again, this is an installment loan. So on the low end, you could have 66 months at an APR, as I make this video, of 7.42%. So 66 months is like 5.5 years. Or you could go all the way up to 114 months, but then you're going to get an APR, at least as I make this video, of 19.96%, where that's 9.5 years you're talking about then, and you're talking about paying almost 20% on those purchases that you made. So that's kind of, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to take out a project loan for something that you're not going to pay back for 9.5 years and pay 20% interest on, something more like 5.5 years and that you pay 7% interest on, a little more understandable. And then of course, if you have the money to pay it back faster, you can do that as well. Unlike the regular Home Depot credit card, which is issued by Citibank, the Home Depot Project Loan Card and the actual project loan that you would take out, issued by Green Sky, which is a subsidiary of Goldman Sachs. So both of these cards sort of interesting for larger purchases in particular. Again, with the regular consumer card, you have the ability to get 0% financing, and then with the project loan card, maybe you're getting a decent interest rate as long as you pay things off in a sort of what I would consider a normal time period. But it's still possible that you might be able to go elsewhere and get either 0% financing or a better rate on a loan if you are doing a big home project. So you definitely would still want to compare these cards to other things that you might get your hands on. Questions, comments, put them in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to go to the website or you're not going to leave a comment below, I would suggest you watch this video next.